again, Sari here. Welcome back to the last thumb reading lesson. I hope you've been enjoying them so far. I'm going to only have one picture for you today, but there's some pretty cool things to say about this version or section, of reading the thumb, because when I'm giving a palm reading and if someone wants to know if they are going to be successful or if they want to know why they are not succeeding in their life, I look to the thumb straight away. So I'm going to be talking about that, how you can potentially help yourself succeed in your life if you have thumb issues. So some people don't have thumb issues and they're probably successful people already. So this is my favorite part of the thumb reading, and that's why I left it till last. And we shall, well, if you want to recap, we looked at previously the first impressions lessons. We looked at the skin texture, where you can judge someone's character from a handshake. Then we looked at hand shape, where you can judge their character when they wave to you, hello or bye. Then we looked at the flexibility of the thumb, the length of the thumb. In lesson 4, we looked at the angles and settings of the thumb. And in lesson 5, we looked at the shape and the thumb tips. So we've had quite a bit so far, even though that's not all of it. If you want the whole lot, I have an ebook on just the thumb alone. It's available at destinypalmistry.com/shop with a capital S. So you can go there and have a look at all my ebooks that are available, and most of them are quite cheap. All right, I shall bring up the picture for you now, and we will talk about the sections of the thumb. There's 3 sections: the phalanges, the top, the middle, and the mount of Venus is actually the base part of the thumb. So now you're going to find out why it is that I look at the thumb for when I'm reading about success. And that is because from the thumb we see how much determination a person has, how much self-control they have, how decisive are they, and how easily do they put that decision into action or put their thoughts into action, how much willpower there is, how much energy there is. We've already talked about the energy from the thumb tip. When you squeeze the thumb tip, and if it's very flat and doesn't bounce back, that's one of the signs of a lack of energy. And we also look at the thumb for diplomacy and tact. Are they tactful people? And how organized they are. So the organizational skills are shown by the length of the area of logic. As you see here in this picture, there's will, logic, and love. So the amount of will, the amount of logic, and amount of love is based on the size, which makes quite a bit of sense. If the area of will is short and small compared to the area of logic, which is the middle section, then that shows that the willpower is not used correctly. So if the top section, the will area, is equal length, balanced with the area of logic, the middle section, in thickness and in length, it shows a good use of willpower and putting the thoughts into action. If by chance the logic area is short or shorter or thinner than the top section, it may show a lack of forethought and planning. And that's very important, which I'm going to talk about, success. So have you looked at your own thumb? Do you think that the top section is balanced in its length with the middle section, obviously the bottom section is going to be out of balance because the amount of Venus is always going to be longer than the rest of the thumb. But if your thumb appears to be of equal length and thickness, that's a very positive sign. It shows that you have found a nice balance in your life of making decisions, being organized, and then putting that into action. And which is what successful people do. They put their thoughts into action. Very simple. Sometimes the area of will, like we said before, is shorter. And if this section is quite long, it shows that there's a lot of thinking going on, a lot of intelligence in the head and a lot of ideas. But for some reason, something is stopping these people. They don't have the drive and the will to just put everything into action and succeed. And there's ways to get around that. If you're born with this thumb and you believe you may struggle with willpower and putting your thoughts into action, there's actually a little trick that's worked for me. I have a big fat thumb tip now. You can see that. That's pretty fat. It wasn't always like that. Obviously, with what I've been doing with my life, taking control, using my willpower, actually doing what I want to do, it's fattened up. So just because you may have if you have a problem, you think you may have a problem with your willpower, doesn't mean it can't change. And here's a little tip for you. If you don't have your natural willpower yourself, give it some power. Wow. Put some bling on there. Put some bling on there. Ever see people with a thumb ring? They're probably quite domineering go-getter, or they're trying to be. So I have a little trick. Left hand, if you feel on the inside you don't feel successful. Right hand, if you feel on the inside that you can do it, but you just haven't been able to, wear it on your right hand. That's a little trick. The second one is if your thumb happens to be thin or shorter here, whereas you feel like you are not clever enough, you don't have enough confidence, if you feel like you just don't have the right ideas, if something's going on in your mind that's preventing you from doing what you want to do, the ring trick works as well. However, because that area, when it's small or short, shows a lack of planning, this is where you need to write everything down. When you get your idea, write it down. Step by step, make yourself a plan. One little step at a time. Set yourself a time scale. If you want to do something, make a small list, make a time scale. You need to do this today, you need to do this by the end of the week, what you want done at the end of the month, what you want to achieve at the end of the year. Write everything down. That's the best way to get to where you want to be. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is the mount of Venus, which is the base of the thumb or the ball of the thumb, which we will discuss in another video series when we talk about all the mounts and the padded areas of the hand. But I will just quickly point out, because it is a part of the thumb, and this is Mount Venus, which is the area of love. So it shows your capacity for love and it shows your energy. So similarly to when you press the thumb tip to look for energy, we can also press here. And if it bounces back nicely, that shows energy available. If it's flat with loose skin, you're either probably an old person or you may be lacking some energy. Sometimes just dehydration can do that too, so you may need to just drink more water. So this area, if it's overly bulged, it can be in excess, which we're going to talk about the meanings of excessive mounts. So that concludes the video lessons on the thumb. If you want more, don't forget destinypalmistry.com/shop and my website, destinypalmistry.com. And please, 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 if you haven't subscribed, I need your subscription so I can continue. That would be ever so wonderful. And I look forward to the next video. We are going to be talking about the rest of the fingers. That's going to be so much fun. I'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.